everyone, Tori here today with a December daily video. So December daily is coming and it's just starting, and I am really excited because December daily is one of my favorite projects of forever. It's one of my favorite scrapbooking projects by far. And today I thought it would be kind of fun to pull out my old December daily albums. I've got 4 of them here, and to just kind of show them to you and talk about some of the things that I've learned along the way, the good lessons and the bad lessons, so hopefully you guys can learn from me. First of all, I've only done December daily 2 years, last year and the year before, but I have 4 albums, and I'm going to explain why in just a minute. But I thought in today's video I could just give you a little overview of what is December daily, what are some of the really important lessons I've learned along the way, so that for those of you who are doing this for the first time or just hearing about it, you'll sort of get an idea. And then for those of you who have been doing it for many years, maybe you'll just get some inspiration from seeing my albums. I'm not going to do a full walkthrough and talk through all of the videos or all of the layouts, because I have process videos on all of the ones from last year and walkthroughs of the other ones. So if you want to see those, I'll leave a link below for my December daily folder where you can find all those videos and everything. Today I really just wanted to focus on what is December daily, why do I do it, what do I love about it, and then what are some of the really important lessons that I've learned along the way. So I'm just gonna put these aside for a sec. The first thing I wanted to say is that December daily is a project that was started by Allie Edwards, the amazing and talented Allie Edwards. And basically the thought process behind December daily is that you keep track of your whole month of December, or the first 25 days of December, depending on whether you do the whole month or just the first 25 days. And you scrapbook a memory or scrapbook each day throughout the month of December. And I love this project. One of the reasons that I really love it is because I love December, I love Christmas, I love everything holidays, and I love these finished albums. I just think it's so cool to see a whole Christmas season in an album and to see how it changes. And I know a lot of people will say but I don't have kids, or I'm not married, what could I scrapbook? And I just want to say take that idea and throw it out the window. I am single, childless, unmarried. I don't have a boyfriend, and when I first started thinking about doing this project, that's what I thought about too. I thought about should I do this project? Is it even worth doing a December daily if you don't have children, if you're not married, if you're not dating anyone, and you are just you? And I would just like to scream and tell everyone from the top of the mountains that yes, you should definitely do this project, because it is one of the most rewarding things that I have ever done. And I just love looking back at it and seeing all of the wonderful memories with friends and from work and with my dog and just all those kind of things. So whether you're married or single, have children or don't, have grandkids or don't, whether your whole family lives near you or they live far away, it doesn't really matter, because this project is you can make it fit for you. So that's one of the things that I absolutely love, and I am so thankful to Allie that she started this project and shared about it. If you want to learn more about it, I'll leave a link to Allie's website where you can find out more about it and see her past projects. I've only been doing it for 2 years, and I'm kind of sad that I haven't been doing it for longer than that, because I just love this project and I can't wait to get started for my 3rd year. So this is my 2014 album, and I just wanted to tell you some of the lessons that I learned along the way. The first thing I learned is that I like chunky albums. This album is so big, it cannot stay closed. I had to later go back and add a ribbon so that I could tie it closed, otherwise it's just huge. So the first lesson I learned is expect to use up more space than you think you will use up. And then another thing I learned is I decorated this cover last year. I actually didn't decorate it the year before because I was such a chicken. But I learned along the way that you should just do what you love. And it's okay if you screw up and it's not perfect, but do it if it makes you happy. And decorating the covers definitely makes me happy. You'll notice that on all of my albums, from this one to this junk journal that I did last year to this album, which I absolutely adore, I love decorating the cover. So that's one lesson that I definitely learned and I will be doing again this year. If you love decorating the covers, I would say go for it. And if you're a Pinterest fanatic like I am, I actually have a whole Pinterest board just on December Daily covers. So if you want to go check me out on Pinterest and follow that board, you will get tons and tons of ideas for how to decorate your covers. And I can't wait to show you this year's because I've already done it and it's super exciting. So check back. Make sure you're subscribing to my channel so you'll be able to see all my December Daily videos. Another lesson that I've learned along the way is I really enjoy decorating the inside cover of my album. I just feel like it's something really special. It's something a little unexpected, and it can actually help to tie the whole album together. So in 2014, I decorated the inside cover with gold fabric paint because I didn't have gold paint, I just had fabric paint, and I drew those stars and added those dots. Last year, I did stamping on the inside of the album, and I really like how both of those worked out. So I know this year another lesson I've learned is that I definitely want to add to the front cover. I just feel like it makes it mine. I really have loved using acetate, so I definitely want to use that again. One thing I definitely want to be more careful about and probably not do again is make such a bulky album. It ends up making all of my pages curve and doesn't lay flat, and I don't really like that. So I want to try to be more cautious about making my albums like flat. Last year's was a little bit better, but not much better, and I'll show you why in a minute. But I love the album. I just kind of think maybe condensing it would be a good idea. The first year, I gave every single day a 2-page spread, and then sometimes there was an extra insert in between. So like that is pretty sure this is all the first. And then, oh no, maybe this is the second. And then that's the third, and then this was the fourth. And so like every day had 2 pages. And then some of them, especially near the back, had like more than that. Like this is all the 13th. This page, this page, this page, that page. And then that was the 14th. So I think that also added to why my album was so huge. So I want to be more cautious about that. Some things I learned along the way. This was before I had a fuse tool. So whenever I made a shaker pocket, I kind of just stuck washi tape. So that worked really well. What does not work well if you don't have a fuse tool is using your hot glue gun. It ends up looking really like not very nice. So don't do that. I loved using vellum and acetates. Sequins are like my jam. And then the one thing I also learned the first time I did it was like you can document Christmas things like a Christmas party, but you can also document like the everyday life things like being sick. And this right here, this photo is one of the reasons why I love December Daily. This is my dog Max, and he's no longer with us. I now have a dog named Bernie. But like how special to have this photo of Max in my album when he's no longer with us. I absolutely love the idea of including ephemera. So the first year I just added some cards, and I absolutely love the way that that looks, the way that it worked out, and I would definitely want to do that again. I really enjoy doing see-through pockets, so like this one where there's like things floating in a pocket. So I will probably do that again as well. And then one of the things I did this first year that I really enjoyed, which I want to try to do more this year, I don't think I did it a lot last year, was having stuff outside of the pockets too that kind of give you that like a tactile feel of like ribbons and embellishments and things. The first year I did it, I kept all the numbers were different. So I kind of, some of them were these like wood veneers that I embossed, but some of them weren't. Some of them were like little foam stickers. Some of them were cards. So the first year I did everything different. Last year I did them all the same. I think what I realized along the way is I enjoy having them all the same because you can see them easier. Like sometimes I struggle to know where the number is because I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. Like where do you even find the number on here? Okay, it's the date up there, but yeah. So I just kind of wish that I had done all the numbers the same. This is one thing that I really, really love, and I would love to do this again. My little sister lives in Kenya, so she wasn't home for Christmas this year. So she sent us postcards and stuff, and I just included those postcards right in here. Made my own little shaker pocket with hand stitching because I don't know how to sew. Added fake snow, and I just love the way that that worked out. I borrowed some photos from her Facebook. I included some mixed media tags, which I think that's so fun. I'm definitely going to do that again this year, especially since I'm teaching a couple of mixed media classes at a local scrapbook store around here. So I'm going to probably include some of the tags that I make in that class in my album. There's like pockets and pull-out things, which I really love. I really appreciated that this album included like Christmas related things, but also non-Christmas related, like that was work. I tracked the weather. My cousin got married this year, so those kind of things are included. And I think one of the things that I absolutely love about this album is the ephemera. So like when I included this came from the table setting of my cousin's wedding. Or when I included like tickets and things like that, like from the wedding. I think I really appreciate that. Some not so good things that happened, like getting in a car battery dying and stuff, but it's all part of the memories of the season. I really loved including acetate and clear see-through type things. So this year I'm going to try to do more of those. I think last couple of years I've only added in a couple, but I love them so much I almost want to add one every day. So I'm going to try that. And here's another fun tip that I tried for the first time this year. I kind of stuck sequins down inside the page protector in this like this part where you punch the holes. And because most page protectors are open there, so you can actually stick stuff inside, and that's really like a fun tip that I would want to try again. I love all the gold and sparkly things. One of the things I really love about this album is all the journaling that I have in here. Like this is a little flip booklet. I really enjoyed that I included lots of color. So this year I kind of didn't have a color theme. I just kind of went with whatever I felt like. And I like that, but I kind of wanted to go more consistent the year after. So then the next year I did traditional colors. And this year I want to focus more on black and white and pink and red. So I think the nice thing is every year will be just a little bit different than the year before. And then this is one thing that I included, which I hope to do again this year if I can remember to do it. I did illustrated faith in my Bible every day. And I took a photo of every day my project in my Bible. And then I stuck them all in here. And I kind of like how you can see all the lessons that I learned in my personal devotions in my December daily. So I definitely want to include something like that again. And a family photo at the end, which I really want to make sure that I include a family photo every year. If I can, if family is around. Like, I mean, this year there were 5 of us. This year there's only going to be 3 of us, so that'll be different. But those are some of the lessons I learned along the way. I think things that I learned that I would do differently than this is the numbers. I like when the numbers are consistent. The other thing is some of these vellum pieces have gotten a little destroyed over time of just being in the album. So I might want to add some of those like reinforcements on the holes and try to use less bulky items because it's just way too full. And the other thing that I would want to do differently is I don't think it's necessary to have a 2-page spread for every single day, which you'll see I did last year. I changed that up a little bit, and I'm glad because I think some days you just don't have a lot to scrapbook, and I don't think it's necessary to try to fill 2 full days of a scrapbook. So last year I was in Uganda for Christmas which was amazing. And it led to this problem. This is my December daily last year. I have 2 December daily albums and a junk journal. And I absolutely adore all of these books. But the one thing that I definitely want to do this different this year is I want to really try to stick to one album. I don't want to have 3 things for 1 year. I think this year is special because I was in Uganda for Christmas and with my sister and visiting the African Children's Choir, so it's special. And I'm like, okay, it's fine that there's a lot going on here, but for 2016, it will definitely be different. So this junk journal I used while I was in Uganda mostly for journaling. So it basically is just a journal. And then all of my photos and those kind of things are in these 2 albums. So you can see that I decorated the first cover, and the second cover I did not decorate other than to add like a little gingerbread man here. I didn't even pull this off because I had so much trouble getting it off of the first one that I didn't want to rip the album. So I think this year I'm going to try to find something that I could cover this up, or, I mean, it does say December Daily, which is totally applicable. I just don't like the product code there. So if I can find something to cover that product code up, I probably will do that this year and just leave this cover simple. So some of the lessons that I learned, the biggest lesson that I learned last year is when you have a creative idea, like making an album cover of a deer, all from embellishments, don't be afraid to do it because it could be one of the best things that you've ever done. And I honestly think this deer made of buttons and embellishments is one of the most beautiful things that I've ever created. I love this cover. And this year I wanted to make my cover just as epic, and I think I achieve it, hopefully. I mean, I love my new cover. So that's one lesson that I learned is just go big or go home. I really appreciated this year some of the simpler layouts and simpler pages that I created. Like this dashboard or this front here is like my favorite part of this whole album. Just this like clear acetate with a doily, the word Noel and Merry Christmas, and then this really pretty Wonderland photo behind. I love the way that this introduction page looks. So I want to try to do an introduction page that's this calm and simple this year as well. So hopefully you guys will get to see that. I added a calendar, which I definitely want to do every year too. So that's another lesson that I learned is to try to include a calendar and to include my reason why. So the year before, I just had my reason why on a 3x4 card, but I kind of want my reason why to stand out more. So one of the lessons that I learned last year was because I want my reason why to stand out more, I'm going to do a full page reason why again. So that's another thing. And I think one of the things I realized last year too is it's okay to have pages like this, where you just have a really pretty pattern paper that you just love and you just stick in and you don't put anything on it. Where you just kind of let the thing before it shine through and it just kind of gives it a base, but it's not anything crazy. I definitely went more simple last year than I did before. In terms of like, I tried to let some of the really pretty things just shine on their own. Now, I didn't accomplish that every single day, but I think it's one thing that I did better last year that I want to try to do again this year. So, and last year I went with more traditional colors. And the other thing I mentioned earlier is I didn't necessarily have every day was a 2-page spread. So like this is day 2, this is day 3, day 4 is here, day 5 is here, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. So I really like combining days like that again, especially when there's not a lot happening. Like on days 6, 7, 8, and 9, I basically just worked. So I think it's okay to have days like this where it's condensed and it's simpler, but it's still a pretty detail. I absolutely loved last year having these mixed media tags that I created with the numbered tags from the Ali Edwards kit. And I love so many things about this. The first thing I love is that these mixed media tags are completely mine in terms of like Nobody else has tags just like this. So I love that that makes my December daily look different and look like mine. I also really love these mixed media tags because I like how each day or each number for the day of the month is easy to find, because every day you will find a tag. So when you see a new tag, some of them were inside of pockets and stuff like that, but whenever you see a new tag, you know it's a new day. And I kind of really enjoy that feature, so I definitely want to try to do that again. Another lesson I learned last year that I want to try to do again is to have more pockets and pieces that are different sizes. I really enjoyed having all those different flips and pieces that weren't just full 6x8 pages. I had some more see-through pockets, which I really enjoyed. And this is another thing that I really enjoyed including last year, which I will try to do again this year if I can think of it, is adding in things like this, like pictures of text message conversations or pictures of the weather, and just those kind of like little details like cooking or a picture out the window. Those kind of things I really enjoyed including as well. So I think this year that's a lesson that I've learned, along with the lesson that I love having things pop out of the top of my albums, like ribbons and things off the sides like tabs. So this year I want to try to do that more. I just feel like it gives the album such a like pretty, inviting detail. Like when you see that, when the album's closed and you see those ribbons hanging out the top, I just kind of feel like it invites you in because you want to see where that ribbon leads. So that is part 1 of my December daily last year. And last year I had my fuse tool, so I got to use that a couple of times too, which I will definitely be pulling out my fuse tool and be using it again this year. So I ended up not stamping the inside of the second cover, and I actually feel like it's really boring. So I'm not the kind of person to go back and redo something in an album, but as I showed you the 2 that were decorated and then this one that's plain, I miss the decoration. So I think the lesson I've learned through this process is I enjoy when there's something here. Here's another tip for those of you who are just starting or need a tip. If you want to use a page protector one day, but the next day that style of page protector doesn't fit, like you can glue things together. So on the first day, I just wanted a piece of paper, like a solid paper, but then the next day I wanted 2 4x6s. So I kind of just glued them together and it looks just fine. I included a ton of 6x8 photos this year, and I love that. So I want to include more big photos this year too, if I can think of it and it makes it work. This part here is probably one of my favorite sections of my whole December daily last year. And so I definitely want to try to do something similar to this. The reason that I love this, so this was all the home visits I made when I was in Uganda. I love that there's just very simple, very clean pages here. I love that there's the repetitive stamping where you're seeing the story over again. Well, it says the story over and over again. That I use these like letters to signify the person. That it's just super clean and simple and beautiful. And I think that that kind of is my inspiration for this year's December daily, is to try to go a little more like calm and bright and clean. Than just like all the chaos all the time. I want to try to include more white this year. Again, some more fun details. I like having the tags and things just like loose in the album like this as well, so I want to try that. Or even having like acetate pieces that are different sizes. I had a lot of things that were outside of the albums, which I love that like feeling. And I just love the detail of it. And this is kind of fun. Last year I did some like hidden journaling as well. So for like a more personal story, but I think that that's a great detail too. If something happens that's necessarily not like a happy, joyful thing, but you want to include it, hidden journaling is the way to go. Again, some more beautiful vellum that I like adore and will want to try to include. I included movies that we watched, which I enjoyed, recipes, Flip pockets. That's one thing that I want to try to do more this year too, is more flip pockets. Here I used just washi tape to tape it together, but I could also use my fuse tool. Family photo. Unconventional family photo where 3 people were in Canada and 2 of us were in Uganda. So I think this year's family photo is going to have to be something similar, because my mom, my dad, and I will be in Stouffville. My brother will be in England and my sister will be in Kenya. So maybe we can do a Skype call where all 5 of us are somehow on it and I take a screenshot and that will be our family photo. But that is totally life, right? And then one of the things that I included a lot last year, which I absolutely love and want to try to do again this year, a lesson learned, is ephemera. So this bag, this was a paper bag that I received on a thing. I included some pictures from restaurants. The other one, I have some receipts and things like that. Another Skype call, fun little message. My favorite things, some of the food and the games that we played. Again, I'm really enjoying those like different size tags and stuff like that. And then the one thing that I really, really love that I included that I want to do again, and this is going to be like a yearly tradition for me, is this. It's the last page of the album. I have a Goodbye 2015, Hello 2016. And I just love it. It's simple, it's pretty, it's in there only for the purpose of I love it. It doesn't serve any purpose because there's no photos, but it kind of is like a great way to end December, to be like goodbye 2015, hello 2016. So the first time I did December Daily, I only did the first 25 days because my album was overflowing. This year I did all 31 and I am so thankful because the first year just kind of felt incomplete, like I was missing the last few days of December. So if I can, if I have space, I'm really gonna try to do all 31 days. That's my hope, because I just love that it feels complete. And then the very last one that I just want to quickly show you is my December Daily Junk Journal. I'm not going to do this again just because I don't need that many albums every year. But for last year when I was traveling for 3 out of the 4 weeks, it was a perfect way to just track that and to take a lot of journaling. And every single day during the month of December, I journaled. I did the Lister's Got a List challenge. I kept track of everything I did all month long. I included receipts and wish lists. My plane tickets from flying to Uganda, and so a ton of ephemera. So while I'm not going to do a junk journal per se, again, there are some really valuable lessons I learned from doing this junk journal last year. The first really valuable lesson I learned is I absolutely love looking at all of the journaling in this junk journal. Like, that is just one thing that I am so ecstatic that I have all of that junk journaling, all that journaling in the junk journal. And I definitely want to include more journaling because I think I've kind of gotten away from doing so much journaling in my scrapbooks, which makes me kind of sad because when I look at all of the journaling that happens in this junk journal, it just makes me so happy. So journaling is going to happen. And then another thing that I really love that I included in this junk journal was ephemera. I have receipts from food tickets. I have plane tickets. I have the Lister's Got a List challenge. I've got gas receipts, grocery receipts, movie stubs, all in this junk journal. And I love having all that ephemera. I think I've gotten kind of lazy when it comes to ephemera in terms of like just not including it. But like, how cool is this? My sister and I played Phase 10 and I have our score sheet here. She beat me by like 100 points. Like, how cool that I have this in this thing. Here's some movie tickets. So this year, the lesson learned from doing this junk journal is that I want to include more journaling, that I want to include more ephemera. and really just to kind of like be more free with like how I do journaling and how I keep track of things. I included cards and stuff like that. So I think the lesson learned from this December daily is to definitely try and include that. Like even this stamps from some of the cards that I received. So that is the lesson learned from this December daily junk journal that I kept. Also, this trim looks gross on the front now because it's kind of gotten all dirty because it traveled all the way from Canada to Uganda and back again. But I love this. So I hope that you guys kind of enjoy checking out these there's 4 of them, these 4 December dailies from the last 2 years, and love seeing some of them. I hope it inspired you, and I hope that you're able to learn from some of the lessons that I learned along the way, and can kind of pick them up and kind of figure out what would work for you along the way as you're doing it too. I mean, I think each year that I do this, I learn new things. I discover what it is that I love about this project and how I really want to make my December daily even better every year. And I can't wait. I can't wait for December to start. And I hope you guys are getting excited too. So if you guys didn't know this, every day during the month of December, I'll be posting a new video. So make sure that you're checking back every single day. Make sure you're subscribing. You hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss one of the videos for my December daily this year. And if you want to go check out any of the videos, any of the process videos, any of the walkthroughs, any of those kind of things from last year, or the year before, I have left in the description a link to that as well. Anyways, I hope you guys have a lovely day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.